Welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is the privacy edition of the weekly news roundup. These are recorded live Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live, or hey, just catch these little short clips. You can help support the channel by having a look at our affiliates. Today we're highlighting private internet access. If you are in need of a VPN, consider private internet access. My link is there on the screen or in the description down below. You can connect up to 5 different devices. It will filter out all those ad trackers, and you can choose which country you are coming from. So you can use it to get around some geo restrictions as well. So definitely consider looking into private internet access. All right, so today in the privacy edition, we're going to start with some good news. Another city, also in California, bans facial recognition for all government things. Guys, California is where the crazy psycho stuff is supposed to be coming from. I don't want facial recognition bans starting in California because the whole rest of the world is going to look at this thing and go, oh man, California's doing it. We should back away. And no, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. So yet another city saying it is illegal for any government agency to use facial recognition on privacy concerns, constitutional privacy concerns. So that is good. Another one's coming up. There's, of course, other states like, I guess the city, Somerville, Massachusetts. Also, what I find interesting is as many of the more policies and targets more geared towards left. This is definitely the one I agree with. I don't know why that would be, but I gotta say, I do not want facial recognition in a lot of things. Now, if only we can ban it in like Walmart and Lowe's and a bunch of other things, that would be totally awesome. But this is great news, great news. Way to go, Berkeley, California, and we need more cities that are doing this. All right, happy feelings gone. Let's dive on into the privacy news. So Nest has a new speaker, the Nest Wi-Fi. This is a combination smart speaker and router. This is a little bit disturbing in that it's a little bit disturbing here in that we have a router that is also a smart speaker, and in the middle of this, having this router smart speaker combination, then what we can end up happening is we have a smart speaker that we can't monitor what it's doing. We can't see what's going on in the background. And then it can connect with other things as well. So that's a little bit on the freaky side. So the Nest Wi-Fi first look, Google finally combined a smart speaker and a router. So $269, that's pretty pricey. But anyway, you can get this little guy, and I thought was this the one with the colors? Okay, so I thought this is the one with the color sections. I think we had white as one option, and then the other colors, like, they weren't really colors. They were all like descriptors that weren't colors. And I'm trying to remember where those were now. Can't find them now. White light underneath the point when it's activated and listening, sort of like running lights on a car, so you can kind of see what's going on with it. I don't know. Very freaky. I do not want a smart speaker in the house, let alone a smart speaker router combination, because I just think that that's too much integrated tech all in one place. All right, who is into the fun, is it Niantic, whatever games, Harry Potter's game, the Pokemon Go games? These are definitely fascinating, horrifying games to me. Augment your reality, all this other fun stuff. It turns out, though, that when you had this game installed on your device, it was tracking your location perpetually, even when you were not using the app. And so, very frightening, definitely a very frightening thing. So, Niantic, creator of Pokemon Go and Harry Potter Wizards Unite mobile AR games, collect massive amounts of user location, and recently did so even when users were not actually playing the games, according to an extensive investigation. So they had more than 25,000 location records shared by 10 different game players. They kept an average of 3 location records per minute of gameplay on Wizards Unite. So all of these types of games, this is why, guys, do not use earphones for anything other than basic phone things that you need. These apps do way more under the hood than you can possibly imagine what could be going on. All right, next, on over to Amazon. So this is something that's happening over in India. Anybody from India? Let me know in the comments. But Amazon Pay users in India can now pay their utility, mobile, and cable bills with Alexa. Very interesting indeed. All right, so what I find frightening about this is now we have one giant pay system that now wants to be the intermediary to pay for all of your different bills. So they can see your internet bill, they can see your electric bill, they can see your gas bill, they can see all the different things that you are working on doing. And so with Amazon now able to see this, this gives them a payload of more data. You know, to use a lot of electricity, this might mean that you might be more interested in techno gadgets. It gives them more items to target you with. This is why these types of pay services are not good. This is frightening stuff. We don't want this type of stuff going on. So, of course, this is being tested here in India. My guess is it's going to make its way in here to the States and other places around the world. But if you're over there in India, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. All right, and on to our feature story for the day. This privacy bill would give the FTC actual authority and land lying executives in jail. When pigs fly. So, you know, of course, it's another bill from Wyden, which, frankly, Wyden has a lot of really good bill ideas. Sadly, most of them will not actually turn into much. So here we have Senator Ron Wyden would like the tech and data companies to mind their own business and get out of their noses out of yours. To that end, he has introduced a bill that would penalize them, potentially with jail time for executives for not doing so. The proposed bill, called the Mind Your Own Business Act of 2019. What is that with these cutesy laws? Why don't you create a bill that says, hey, you, don't track people. Come on, there's your new bill, right? Don't track people, yo. So the idea here is that, you know, they're going to put this out as legislation. And the thing is that all of these big companies are behind this idea of legislating these things. All right. So with this, what we find is kind of interesting, kind of fascinating. I see this as smoke and mirrors. They want to give you this bill that they can control, regulate, maybe even write as an industry, like does with a lot of other bills. And then it draws away attention. Then you go, look, we're doing good things for privacy here, as evidenced by this and this and this. But the problem is these bills are not going to have real privacy built into them. And that's really what we need more than anything. We need the real privacy of the real bills put into them. So Zuckerberg won't take Americans' privacy seriously unless he feels personal consequences. A slap on the wrist from the FTC won't do the job, so under my bill, he'd face jail time for lying to the government. Guys, lying to the government is called perjury, and it should already be a jailable offense. In fact, it is. Why don't you just examine the testimony, validate it, and when you can prove that it is perjury, send the fool to jail for lying to Congress and the government. We don't need another fake privacy bill. We need a real privacy bill. Here's your privacy bill, Wyden, if you're watching. Make a bill that is illegal for any company I am not doing business with to have my data without my written consent. Have any company I'm doing business with mandate to only have the minimum amount of data that they need to do their work and prevent them from using any third parties where my data is involved. You want to bring in some third party? Fine, they can't have any of my data. That's what we need to do. And then just throw these people into prison for lying to the government anyway, because it's already called perjury. Just follow the laws we have. We don't need new laws. We need you to enforce the laws that we have. Passing laws does not create moral citizens. It doesn't. All right, but nevertheless, do we need some privacy rules? Yes, but we're not going to use them on these because, again, all of these things, the minimum privacy would address minimum privacy concerns, increasing transparency for consumers to access their data and learn what is being done with it, create steep penalties for companies that blow it, and expanding the FTC's authority. Again, nothing here is anything real. Sure, we'll have more transparency. We collect all your data and keep it. Delete it. Can't. No, delete it. Can't. That's meaningless. Have a real bill that gives us real privacy in the things that we are doing. Those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below.